All right. So we're just going to work with Pavlina today as much as we can get through. When you're tired, we will take a break or stop. So we don't need to, I don't want you to get completely worn out.
Okay.
But I'm so excited we get to spend 2 whole hours if we want together.
Yeah.
Working
Yeah.
in real life. Okay, so can we just maybe move back and over a little bit more?
Sure, for
We can
sure.
get this in a bit. And maybe we should put the piano at least on half stick. Do you mind?
Yeah, for sure. Of course. Yeah.
At least half or full if we want, but I don't want to blast the microphone completely.
Okay. We can like.
There we go.
Sorry.
Okay, so Pavlina, tell us what you would like to start working on today.
Today I'm gonna start Sposa son disprezzata by Giacomelli or Vivaldi.
Oh, I think it's Vivaldi, but
do you think? Really? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So is it unclear? The composition?
Kind of, little bit, because it was like composed before Vivaldi. Vivaldi just used that after, from like his, I don't know, Bayazet, I don't know the pronunciation. Sorry about that, actually. Yeah, it's Italian aria for soprano.
Great.
Yeah.
Can you tell everybody a little bit what it's about before we get started?
It's obviously, like usual, it's Italian aria, set aria. She, like usual, she's singing about like her, what did she do? She was faithful. I think her husband wasn't faithful, right? And and she's singing about hope and about love, and she's desperate and sposa son disprezzata. Yeah, it's like repeating the same words. Is there anything like more important? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like simple, but it's about
Great. Okay, great. Okay, let's hear it. You guys can hear her okay? It sounds okay? Yes? Good. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so I remember we did work on this a little bit last week.
Yeah.
You remember now. Great. Okay, people at home. Is there anything you want to comment on there? Sounds pretty different from a year ago, hey? It's really good. Who all is here? I can't see you all. Oh, there's Shimmer. Yeah, it's really different, Pavlina, and it's really.
I would need to take a little bit. I was like, ooh.
Were you?
Yeah, a little bit. Not too fast. I don't want to be like really fast, but just tiny bit like more life.
Okay.
Like, ooh.
Okay, well. Okay. Okay, my thought on that is that I actually really liked the tempo, but I think what you want is not necessarily faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more motion in the air and more thought of where the phrase is going. Do you feel like I liked your tempo, Aslan?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I just think
It's supposed to be a little more flexible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we can kind of like we can
Yes.
definitely move within the phrases.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think necessarily faster.
Okay.
I just think because I liked that like weightiness, the weight to that tempo.
Okay.
Like, just have this sort of depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think that by the time you got to the second half,
Yeah.
you were doing great. Okay, so last week we were talking about how you said, when you tell me it's right, I'm not doing enough. I'm not singing. I'm hardly doing anything, and it sounds like I'm just sort of singing like a baby. Okay, so people at home, does it sound like she's singing like a child?
I think so.
No, Natalie. Can't say anything. Or maybe I can't hear you guys. Let me just make sure that we're. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, I think we were all just like shaking our heads no instead of actually saying anything.
We can't actually see you. You're all just really far away. Good.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
So I think the crucial moment for Pavlina was that she didn't have a chance to stop, and so she she had no other option but to go forward, and you were finding the support that you usually doubt in yourself. And once you were going down in the register as well, the sound was going upwards, and we could feel the connection. So it was this shimmer that appeared in the second ah. I mean, it just was placed the right way. And if you stopped, you would have started inventing things, and well, you just didn't have a chance to stop, So you just kept forward, and it worked out, and it was good.
Yeah, great. Okay, so Pavlina, what did that feel like in this space to sing with that small, delicate sound?
Actually, I feel like I felt like my sound is more white than usual.
And white?
White, yeah. And I would love to have actually more smaller and more, yeah.
That really thread.
Yes.
As they say in the bel canto books, fidi voce, thread of the voice. Yeah.
I couldn't change that. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, I'm singing, change it, and no, nothing.
No,
Like,
okay, so let's start with, rather than thinking about technique,
okay.
you still have all this space around you. This is your, I don't know where this is set, but this is your castle bedroom. But there's nobody to hear you except you.
Okay.
You're talking to your own heart. If you're only singing to your own heart, how is that going to change things? Shall we find out?
Yes.
only to yourself. Can you give us like the third line, Aslan, where the echo starts?
Okay, one more, yeah. And then okay, sorry.
Trying to feel clear. Can you think? I want you to sing more this way, from your shoulder blades back behind you, rather than forward into the audience.
Okay.
Where do you want to start from?
From beginning.
Sure. Yep.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Inside you. Begin right. Okay, good. Let's see if we can help you on that longer a little bit. So, what are you doing that's locking you up a little bit? You know?
I remember, yeah.
Are you doing this
Yeah. Okay.
a little bit? I want you to feel more like you're opening. So let's just put a physical action to it right now.
Okay.
So when you get to la mia spera, this is when you start moving. And you are going to move your hands up to the top.
Okay.
And you have to move them as slowly as the length of the note. And they're only allowed to come up to the top on sa.
I cannot do that.
You
It
do
was
it.
tempo.
Pacing.
Okay. What's like?
So let's just go right. Let's just get ready. Here we go. La mia speranza.
Okay.
Release.
It's so piano.
I know.
I understand that why.
It's piano. You don't need to sing any louder than that.
But I'm not able to like hold enough, still.
That's because you're still holding
I'm
it
so
back.
loud,
You're
I'm
not
swinging
moving
all
it.
the time.
Yeah, but you need to move the air. It doesn't work if you don't move the air.
Okay.
It's physics.
It's not music,
Oh,
it's physics.
nature.
It's physics, okay.
The folds will not vibrate if there is not air moving through it. But you're going, and
Uh-huh.
relax. So then you feel like your body's going into panic mode,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because you're locking the
Yes.
air so
Yeah.
much. Because you have the air in you, but your body says, oh my gosh, I guess we don't have enough air.
Mm-hmm.
Panic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your nervous system is panicking.
Okay.
So you're going to convince the brain and your body and the oxygen level So you have enough. Okay, so let's do the physical motion again. So we have how many bars? 1, 2, 3, 4 bars before we have the stop. Okay, let's try it again. Release the body. Release. Let's put your hands down. There we go. Okay, now get your eyes off the music.
Okay, yes, I remember that. I don't know where.
Okay, we need to send it all the way back.
Okay.
And remember, it's on the side. It's not enough holding. The more that it has that, like, to you, what it's going to sound like is the breathy quality.
Okay.
Remember, the breathy, the really
Yes.
flute sound. That's
Yes.
what you want. Okay, here we go. Better. Okay, you're still like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm locked up.
Yeah.
A little bit locked up. Okay, let's get into it.
Uh-huh.
Get into it and add a different motion to it. Okay, let's go from, I don't know. How about Fida, the top of page 2 there, Aslan? The second bar.
Uh-huh. doing like that, but it's not possible actually.
Well, you can always, I know this feeling, you can always shorten a note.
Yeah.
Take it there, and then just tell your kids, and you just need one more time there.
Okay.
And then you have time. You just have like
Just
a
tiny bit.
tiny bit.
Okay.
So you have like an eighth note with a dot, and then a
Yes.
little bit of rallentando, just to help you out a little bit. I totally know this.
Yeah.
Very.
Freaking out.
Let's do a second. Okay, this is all sounding really good. I would like you to trust. Can we just work on that last thing there for a second?
For sure.
Can I get you to trust that singing piano and just spinning the sound in one spot is enough?
Yeah.
You don't need to crescendo or do anything. Just let it do
Yeah.
that.
Still thinking just about the breath.
Just let it cover. So you just want to keep the tone floating. So you just have to keep the air right here and just let that little tiny pinpointed sound just float.
Okay.
All you have to do.
Okay.
Just the very end.
I'm rushing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
On the G.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we have a very important E natural in the piano on that.
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's very important. That was great. Just let it float. And let it keep floating when you come back down and you do the finish. You keep that floating feeling. You don't need to crescendo. You don't need to push it. You just have to float. Just live in the moment.
Yeah. I have to do something wrong. Still don't know what, because I'm always like I have a lot of breath and like work out
I know.
with
I think
breathing everything. But I'm doing anything and
holding it.
yes,
There's
I
something.
think so.
Well, I
Yeah.
think like you actually have more air than you need, and you're holding it back. Okay, can we do something totally different?
Mhm.
Can you do this in some sort of balancing tone?
Okay.
Okay.
And singing that.
Singing that. That was better. Okay, so now I want you to add motion to it. So whatever you want.
Okay.
So that there's liquid motion all the time. You're not allowed to stop moving. You have to stay on the balance, on your balance. Okay? Oh, that was better.
Little bit.
Okay, so now I want you to imagine that it is not it's
Okay.
that way.
Okay.
That's the present. Okay, try again. So you're not moving your body. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't focus on that a lot. Like I'm focusing on like a little bit balance or something.
I know. Yeah, trick you into being able to do it.
Still
So
great.
it's like, talked about this with a few other of my students, but it's like when you go to your local library, or at least my local library, and outside on the garden is all these old ladies doing Tai Chi. All doing this. I have no idea. I took one Tai Chi class and it was the most frustrating hour of my life. I was just like, That's what you need to do. Motion all the time. It never stops. Hold.
Yeah.
Constant motion. Constant grounding. Right? So even when they're moving their feet, they're not like,
Yes.
right? It's
Yes.
like pivot. The word I hate right now. Never hear that word again. Okay? So everything's in motion. Okay, so try something else. Do pretend Tai Chi.
Okay.
You are moving all the time.
Yeah.
So close.
Okay, so
But you're not grounded. You're
Yeah,
sort
I'm
of like,
not grounded.
look at
Okay.
this, look at this. That's not what we want. We
Okay.
want this and motion that is like low gravity.
Okay.
And your final note has to be up.
Okay. Has to be up, yeah.
There we go, that's better. Okay, let's do it together. This mirror.
Just mirror, okay.
Okay. There you go. That's
Yeah, maybe I'm doing like too much. Maybe more
Yeah,
air.
and I
It's
just
not
feel
necessary.
too.
Yeah.
That's where you get heavy.
Heavy, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Should be, yeah.
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 That was way better. Yeah. Okay, let's do something different. Sorry, I can't seem to open up my cover. Turn it off.
Would you need it? I don't need it actually.
Doesn't know my face.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Okay, the color tour is beautiful. Oh, I know. So on page 2, when you have the long cherry words, I would like to find a more gentle sound there.
Do you mean the cheche or the bottom?
The top.
The top.
So
Yeah.
page 2, the
Okay.
top one, the first one, and then the second one, and then the next one.
Okay. More smooth. I feel that like.
I feel like they're too narrow. So you're putting them in too small box. Just want a little bit more
Okay.
blossom around the sound.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start from bar 2, Ida.
Okay. Okay, first one is song, right? Yeah.
So now, let it go.
Let it go.
And then Fida.
Okay.
That's not what Fida means. And then
Okay.
it's connected to the next word. It's connected to Solonfa. But you have to make it that way with the breath. So remember, singing, inhaling. I should never know where one stops and one starts. They are utterly connected.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I know, but it's too long, way too long. Why are you doing
Oh, I made it too long. I'm doing, yeah, okay.
Rest.
Yeah.
Okay? What is the word? How do you say that? Ciele. How do you say that word? Finish it.
Oh my god, Celli che faccio?
Cel.
Celli.
But not celli.
Okay,
Right? That's what you're doing.
okay, it's too much accent.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, right. No, can we do that again?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sorry.
Same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know the story that this comes from. Like I don't know the actual story of this character. Do
Okay.
you?
I read about that, but it's like there is not too much actually about.
Okay. Well, then let's make something up. We need to make something
yes.
up that means something so emotional and physically emotional to you, so that this feels like crying, weeping, but not in the way a 21st century North American would go post it all on Twitter.
Yes.
This is
I'm
like,
crying.
this is I contain my pain inside of me. Keep it in here. Rather than it's not that. It's not that. You are not telling the world about your pain.
Yeah.
You're telling yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
Please don't watch me crying. I don't want anybody to see me while I'm crying. I look terrible. I don't want anyone else to see my pain.
Yes.
It's only me. That's going to change the way you stand. That's going to change the way you project it.
Okay.
Right? There's nobody there to hear you. There's literally no one here.
Yeah.
So, right here, right inside of you.
Okay. The first
Does that
one.
make sense?
Yes. Yes.
To me, right now, the sound you're
Absolutely.
giving me is too public
Two power.
for this moment.
Okay.
This is like the Countess in American Pharaoh. It's right here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
it's not out there.
Yeah.
It's inside. It's in you.
Okay.
Secret pain. Don't want anyone to know because you have to stay noble. You
Yes.
have to have your public face on. Okay. Where do you want to go from? Same spot? Yeah.
Yeah.
try a different vowel. I usually go for an O or something. I always change it up there. Never ah because it becomes too horizontal and the tongue can pull down sometimes. Well, for me, O works.
I think we did that in your lesson last week, right?
Yeah, we did you.
We did.
It was okay, but then
And for me, also, what worked really well from the classes is just putting the two hands here. So just thinking about the shape and putting it upward. It's just, of course, you remember that, but when I put my hand this way, not even this way, but like that, because I can, huh? I just think more like high space there. No, yeah. And it just I am kind of blocking everything that can pull here in the lower jaw and the tongue, but I'm thinking all um, this all those resonant spaces up because there is nothing that works in the lower part of your face. And when, well, for all those long notes, that's the trick because once you try to think it going, it goes down instead of floating up.
yeah, exactly. It's going down. Yeah.
Mhm.
That is like
Sounds to me like
chance,
it's
like-
hot, it's cold in here. Your jaw.
That's why this exercise that you did with Robin now, this is one of my favorite ones. But the difference is that I always bend my knee. And I bend my knee and I face the floor. And that changes everything for me. So if I'm facing the floor, I can feel this connection and the resonant space in the forehead going that way instead of trying to pull it here. You see, if you're just staying on one leg, it doesn't really work. But once you bend your knee and you feel the horizontal line like this, so this is your leg and this is your head, and you're feeling the sound going this way, just because also the blood kind of goes to your head and it helps you put it forward. So just change it, like, and if it cracks, it's a good sign for me usually. That means that I'm holding it here, and then it just frees it up and goes the right way.
Right, because if you're doing some sort of balancing posture like this, the point is
Yeah.
to have that connection between your tailbone and the top of your head. So to me, even, okay, do that again. Okay, but I want the crown of your head to be there. That's different.
And bend the knee at the same time. Go. And it has to be difficult because once you're balancing, you are trying to feel those important points in your body. So if it is difficult for you to hold the balance, that's the point, actually. Yeah. Well, it's just something that helps me a lot. If I'm pushing or doing something, I'm always going to the extreme, like, and really go down and like balance it out. Yeah, like balance.
I don't think this one is going to be helpful in this situation.
Okay.
Because it's too.
I'm too down, like with my
Yeah,
head
and then the
everything's
spine
flowing.
is too curved.
Okay.
But
Okay.
with the standing on one leg, and then that feeling of bending, it gives you a different sense. So bend that with standing leg more. The standing leg, bend it more.
Okay.
And stay balanced.
Okay.
Yeah. Just chin down a little bit. There. Okay. Ready to try? You have to stay.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have to stay.
Yeah.
So let's go.
And
Okay.
okay.
Okay, let's just wait for our notes. Okay, here we go. Keep moving.
okay, I cannot do that. I cannot go
That's
through.
why it doesn't
They're
work.
so locked, and then panic comes.
Okay, so I have to say something. So when you say, I'm so focused on this, and all I'm saying to myself is, I can't do it, I can't do it. Guess what?
Guess
Of course
what?
you can't
Of
do it.
course. Yeah.
You have to change the way you talk to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Come on, Pavlina,
Yes.
you got this. Bring it up, let it go, be free, go.
Mhm.
Just keep going, keep the wheel turning, keep the motion, keep the openness.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it has to be a positive thought.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stress that enough.
Yes.
If you talk to yourself in a bad way, you will never get it.
Yeah.
Inability.
Say that
Yeah.
again.
Inability.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. So I do not think it would be a bad thing to actually take a breath in this long thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just take out that last high quarter note,
Okay.
breathe on that, come back in, but you must come in at the same way that you left the phrase, do you know what I mean? I know, but do it now. So what? Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I can't sing Sempre Libera. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If I were to sing it, I would just say, well, this is how I can do it right now.
Yes, right. In this situation.
Right. So I told you I'm working on this piece right now that is recording in 2 weeks. There's no way I'm going to have all the notes right. I've been working on it for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Still can't get the notes right. And I'm just going to have a conversation with the composer and say, this is how it is right now. There's nothing more I can do to get this better. I have done everything in my power to make this as good as it can be right now. End of story. They can fudge some pitches if they have to, if they really insist on it.
Okay, now what's next?
No one's gonna know. If you take a convincing breath and it has a dramatic meaning
Okay.
and it's there because the character needs to take a breath, no one is gonna be like, oh, why didn't you take a breath there? No one's gonna even notice.
Okay.
And yes, you can take breaths so that the audience barely notices that you breathe.
No, the audience. No, I think no, but you know that, right? Like,
I know, but there's lots of times where I'll say to someone, oh, did you actually take a breath? And they'll go, yeah. And I'll say, I didn't even notice.
Mm-hmm.
So the trick, there's 2 tricks to it. One is you take the breath and then you come back in at the same arc that you left. You don't like restart it at different.
Yes.
Okay, that's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The second trick is the performance one. And that is that you don't shift your eyes or anything in your body. If you go, everyone knows you're taking a breath.
Okay.
If you keep everything absolutely still, or again, in the same trajectory of movement, no one will notice. Put that in your little back pocket for next time you need a breath. Okay? It really is about the eye movement and the body movement.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it one more time and then
Yes.
we'll move on to a different song. You heard
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go, we know you've taken a breath.
Yes, yes.
So don't do a big
Yeah,
motion.
yeah.
Just stay in it. And you can literally stage it for yourself.
Okay.
Where you have something, maybe you're just raising your eyes up, like your face.
Okay.
And the motion is still continuing.
Yes.
You just breathe, but you don't go. That's
Yes,
I
yes.
breathe.
Look at me. Yeah.
Okay, try the long line one more,
Yes.
and then I promise you we go. Release the breath. That's good.
Yeah.
You see that leads
Yes.
also, that kind of motion
Yes.
just leads into all that beautiful instrumental moment. It's character emotion, character storytelling when you're not singing. It's huge.
Mhm.
And when you're just stay in that place rather than, oh, I didn't get it.
Yes.
Come on, man, just
Yes.
play it.
Yeah.
Yes. You stay in
Pretend,
it
yeah.
so much more. It's just riveting.
Mhm.
Beautiful when you do that.
Okay.
Okay, what else do you want to sing today?
To get just say
Oh, it's a beauty jazz. All right.
Yeah. Something.
Just a little something.
Should I move?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, tell everybody what this is.
So, this is soprano aria again from Act 3 by Puccini
Actually,
of Opera Turandot. And yeah, it's sung by Liu, and this it should be like under torture before her suicide, I think, this kind of scene. Am I right or no?
she's
Again,
gonna die.
Yeah.
She's gonna die. It's pretty
Yeah,
obvious.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
May I ask where you're gonna start? Or can you give me like a little bit, just 2 bars?
Sure. Initially, sure.
Yeah. pressure.
Good job.
Okay.
It is not less energy.
Yes.
It's just less punch.
Yes. Let's punch and more show more on my teeth.
You just need the air to be moving and like
Okay. Okay.
Okay, here's a thought. Okay. Can you think of can we visualize the air moving? And instead of it being in a stream, can you imagine that it's in little puffs of air? And they're really fast. I mean, that's literally what is happening when they vibrate. When the four vibrate together, little puffs of air are coming out. But it's so fast, you can't see it with the human eye. Can you actually get that idea that
Okay.
but the just trying to find a new way for you to visualize your air. Okay?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go from? It's all the same kind of melody, remember?
Oh yes. From beginning.
Let's go from the beginning.
Yeah. Yes, I know. What should I do? Yeah.
Okay.
The sound. Yeah.
Okay, and it's not even if we're not talking about sound, we're talking about air pressure.
Yes.
Let's just imagine it's really fast puffs of air. The higher you go.
Yeah.
And if we bring science and physics into this, it's high, the vocal folds are longer and skinnier, they vibrate faster.
Okay.
The lower it is, the shorter and fatter your vocal folds are, like the strings on the piano, and they vibrate slower. You can see the low string on a cello vibrate more than you can see the high string.
Okay. Yeah.
C string, you can see it, right? Same thing. So the faster it is, the more puffs of air are going through. The lower it is, the less.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have that visualization in your mind when you're singing a high note, let's try that. Can you do your utmost to see the air coming through? So if you want to close your eyes when you sing a high note, see that. Okay, let's try it again.
From beginning?
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's try the next one.
Yes.
Since you have this pretty much memorized, if you don't know the words, I do not care. You can make them up.
Okay.
Let's do this one.
Okay.
enough. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Sorry. I can write it right. Yeah, I can do it.
Straight down. Don't do a side thing. Go over. You're doing a weird side thing. Go down.
Sorry.
Down. Too far up. Okay, but do you see this? Okay, I'm sorry for
Yeah,
touching
no,
you.
no.
I did
Totally,
just
okay.
disinfect my hands just before we did this. So if you're look at this, when you come up and then you do this,
Yeah, I'm
This.
doing that.
why are you doing that? And I'm sorry for like touching the piano. The whole
Why
thing.
do you
Look at
guys
that.
do it on
The whole thing. I was like, what?
that?
Weird.
All fine.
Yeah.
No, it's not
So
nothing bad.
weird. Okay.
Actually, I learned that. Like, I was doing that like maybe like that.
Yeah. Why are you doing that?
And
Okay,
then
I know
I'm
now.
doing that all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Yeah.
something different.
Yes.
This is just. I just want you to let the air go.
Go. Okay.
Just go. Breathe. Sing. Breathe. Sing. Breathe. Sing. Rather than.
Okay.
And now I'm doing a.
Yes. Yes.
1970s. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not bad.
It's not.
Totally.
Okay. Okay. Let's try again. We're just gonna
Okay.
try again.
Mhm.
I'm so happy I like see you in real life because it's hard to see this stuff online.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's do it again. Let's do the same thing.
Just my bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Just go over. Inhale.
Sorry.
Right into your back. Right in here. Okay. Do you know when you're stopping? moving?
Yeah. Yeah. I know that.
You
Yeah.
like sort of and the tongue hold
Shoot. Oh,
and you're holding. I'm like, no, keep going. There's another phrase
Yeah,
before I
yeah,
back to it. I don't
yeah.
remember where it was.
Yeah.
You keep
I
moving your
have to
body.
do it more
The
fast.
sound's gonna
Yeah.
move. The sound will travel.
Mhm.
Where do you want to start from?
Prima
Tell you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, over, friend. Breathe into your back. Go back. anyone have a thought?
For me, it's really hard to hear the high notes and everything because it goes like. So I can only tell by the like lower range there. For me, now what is different is that it's more connected every syllable in a way, and once you're not re-attacking um every phrase, there start appearing this line, you know. So you when you are trying to make it sound like one, what you were doing now, it kind of balances the voice itself. So instead of like reattacking and what makes it like pushy a little bit, right? um you're thinking about this horizontal, not the horizontal line, but just moving forward, just more equal, I would say, sound wise. And then there is this, you can manage the voice better, right, to kind of make it floating a little bit more.
Okay.
So
There's a world of difference between how you used to sing last year and how you're singing now, in a good way. Um, I don't know if it's Zoom, and I might be way out of my depth here when I'm saying this, so sorry. But I feel like A and A vowels are kind of caught in the throat. And I really don't know if Zoom is doing a number on your voice, and I have no idea how it is in real life, and I might be completely wrong about this theory.
we actually had a whole argument with Shri via WhatsApp now, like
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't sure, so I texted Anastasia like, should I speak or should I just shut up?
You can speak. You should speak. Okay, so you are not wrong. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know why? How does it? Okay, so he says he hears it in your throat.
Yeah.
So what is it? What is it that's putting it in your throat? Do you know?
Yeah.
That pesky tongue.
Uh-huh.
So it's the tongue. Can you guys hear me without my mic? Okay. It's the tongue is getting pressed down a little bit here on. So instead of we're getting all.
Yes.
Right? Am I right, Shri? Is that what you're hearing? And then instead of we're going to So the tongue, the root of the tongue up here is getting, it's retracting, it's pushing down instead of being nicely curved up. So I've had conversations with almost all of you about this, right? It's that false sense of dark sound that we create. Think, okay, so I'm going to have this beautiful darker sound. Oh, well, that sounds to the audience like what? People say, oh, it sounds like a frog. It sounds muffled. It sounds weird. People might not be able to pinpoint what it is that they hear. When you sing the right note, it feels like everything's right hand, the front half of your mouth, and it sounds in your own head like you're going, it does not sound nice in your head. Can't stress that enough. It sounds in your head like not enough sound. It sounds like a little baby crying. It sounds ugly. It's not enough. It's too thin.
Yeah.
That's what you hear in your head. You can't trust your own ears because your ears hear differently than the ears outside of you. If you really want to hear yourself a little bit more, you can do this. You can sing this way. And then you hear more of the room rather than yourself. So this trick does help quite a bit.
I think that kind of explains also what I said about the syllables, because sometimes when you're reattacking, so you have different phrases, you take a breath. When you are singing something in the E position, it's all here, and when you reattack, it has a different placement. So and that's why it's kind of, so it's, I don't know the lyrics, like E da 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 da, and then oh, so you kind of glide a little bit into it just because of the vowel. But at the same time, so I wasn't sure about the zoom, but for me, it's not all the vowels because I don't know, it's kind of weird to explain, but this year you have this vibrancy and this vibrato that is it's much more free, you know. And when it's completely in the throat, I think it's impossible to have a free flow of this vibrato going if you're just locked up in there. So I don't know, like it's difficult to say, but for all those long notes, I don't know, it's impossible to have a nice sustained vibrato if it's all stuck in the
Oh,
throat. It's like
yeah.
it's just not forward enough, but it's much better than last year, you know. So it's a good sound already.
Oh, yeah, it is completely a good sound and everything. I wasn't criticizing that. I just like couldn't put a finger on
That's
what
great.
was going. I used to do that, but not for getting a dark tone because I couldn't get my tongue out of the way, and I couldn't get out uh, differentiate between phonation versus tongue positions. To me, tongue was way too involved in everything that I was doing. And so in terms of vibrato that Anastasia is mentioning, I used to be able to vibrate from that position, but that vibrato is like long, like a bigger wave, and it's like coming from the base of the throat kind of thing. So it's easy to pull up and crack in that position. And once you release, it's a faster vibrato that is happening above the tongue. It's like it's in a different position altogether.
Yeah, it's a different place of vibrato. So if you feel like your vibrato is coming from your throat, it's going to sound either like a tremolo or a wobble. God forbid it's that wobble, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's the worst. That's also tightening up right here. That's we've all heard that. It's horrible. And then the tremolo is when it's like going all over and it doesn't have any. It's not even, right? We want like an even sine wave. Okay. So you're right, absolutely right, Shri. That the vibration is going to feel like it's up here by your eyebrows rather than here under your chin, under your jaw. And we get that with the curve of the tongue being closer to the hard palate. So your E vowel is always good. Almost everyone has a great E vowel. E, U is another great one, right? E, A, U. Those are almost always, almost everyone I've ever worked with, those are good vowels. Okay, so then we just want to feel the same spot. E, A, as in cat. Yeah. Feel this way. They vibrate on your hard palate just behind your teeth. Then oh, vibrate on the higher point of your hard palate, so more straight up and down, right here. More like this, here, and a. O, a, as in father. Here, not oh, there. That's why we do those exercises, those Claudia Friedlander exercises that are going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you do it with any combination of vowels you want. So your great vowel, E, and your more back vowel that might be more troublesome, A. And you can do it with U and O, or A and A, whatever. So you're going from front vowel to back vowel. That's how we do. All those exercises we're going A, A. Exactly for this reason, so that it doesn't sound when you go. So that we're feeling like everything's in the same vibrant spot.
My entire second year could just be summed up by singing EO, EO, EO. Freddie didn't let me do anything else. Just sing that properly and you'll be fixed.
Oh my god, the A is just my big nightmare. I'm so fed up with all those vowels. I can't do that anymore. But this is life changing. And also considering the last piece, the previous one. So once you go for that higher note and you are on a darker edge as before, it's so hard because you're already placed in the wrong way, right? So it's like and then you want to find that brighter position, and if it's especially in your passaggio place, so I think it will be much easier if we just work on the A before, just making it more forward, and then you'll have that long note as long as you want, because it just consumes so much energy after, because you have to kind of put it up there. Yeah.
Okay, so I had another thought about this when you're singing and you're rolling up. This is on a different note now. We want everything, we want this circular. So we were talking earlier about here's my inhale, here's my singing, here's my inhale and singing, and I don't know where this, like I don't see a seam between where it stops and starts. What I see with you is stop,
Yes,
hold, think.
yes.
Oh, then I go over.
Uh-huh,
Right?
uh-huh.
So every single time after you finish singing the phrase, you stop and hold. You're still living in the past. And then you go forward. Mm-mm. So you're always just stay in the motion. Look, so if I'm up, I get to the top and I go right back down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not da 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 up.
Yeah.
So can we just think through that?
Yes.
So I think that's gonna help with the breath too.
Yeah.
Can I just say very quick last thing? So sorry. Yeah. Also for me, and I told you, but I discovered a trick for myself for singing the just because it's impossible for me to do this with the tongue not forward enough, and so accidentally it happens to be that once you go up there, the itself is just absolutely the same as you know. So when you go above your passaggio or in your passaggio, it just sounds as you just, well, you can add some ooh shade into it, but it's actually, you don't change anything at all up there. I don't know, for me it just came out like that.
Well, that's interesting because to do the aflaut, what does your tongue have to do? It has to come up and touch your.
Yeah, but after I kind of I put up this soft, yeah, it kind of goes higher that way. But I'm thinking about that as, you see, my and Pavlina's mother tongue are very similar. Well, I mean, it's family languages, right? So it might help her as well. So when you're singing then just when I'm thinking about up there, it goes up itself. So, and the tongue gets its needed position.
Good. I know.
This is very, very interesting.
Is it?
You can't believe how I have to pay you for that, because I use all the information you guys say.
Do you?
Whenever, of course, because the piano, it's not an instrument; it's an indicator.
Yeah.
So you always think about something else, but not piano to project the right sound. So when people are actually talking about like how they playing in violin, in a frog tip, like how they, everything about their bow and your left hand, or when, especially with singers. That's why when we had the musical theater, I was like, oh my god, this is paradise for me. It was just free information. So next time, think.
Well, no, it's good. Like I'm always happy to hear that pianists take that information.
Yeah, this is very important.
Yeah.
And you can see your own issues, like when you listen to that, and like you always, if you want. So this is very interesting all the time. So thank you for that.
No, it's interesting. Like singers always refer to string players. Like, oh, if I want my sound to be more legato, then my bowing can't be like this, right? Then my bowing has to be like this. And string players always use singers as an example. Well, if you were singing this, that'd be like dinosaurs.
We have all of you, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you pretend that you sing or you play or you do some like all kinds of instruments and like music related things are all about the piano.
Yeah.
So
Robin.
I think
Please.
I think
Oh my
we
God.
also have kind
Aslan has a lot of singing tips that he learned by hanging out with Alan. They're very interesting tips.
know.
Yeah, more. Anyway, so I also had this issue, and with the trusting your natural instincts, you have like, for example, it's like in these stupid horror movies, like when you say like, you know that you're not supposed to do that, but you're going there anyway. So these kind of decisions, like this is personal, and we all feel it differently, but this is important, and it doesn't matter if you sing or play or whatever, right? So if you just trust what your body and your feelings kind of shows you or says you to do, you're gonna do. It's gonna be so much easier for you because you're thinking too much. Sometimes thinking is not good. You're thinking too much. You're trying to be perfect, which is not possible at all, right? So if you just trust yourself and if you just trust all your feelings and instincts, it's gonna be so much easier for you. Don't overthink it. I also had this. I also still have this issue. You're just always trying to be like right.
I know.
Right?
And you're the worst at that. I hate to tell
That's my
you.
sign of Cancer. I think about everything.
Think about everything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to this.
Yes.
Okay, so every single time, there's no stopping in the motion. Okay, so I'm going to be shouting at you throughout. Keep moving, keep moving. The motion must be continuous. Okay, here we go, release the neck. Over. You're back down. So that you have absolutely no chance to finish the phrase, lock it, and then breathe. It's freeing you up a lot. You're not locking up under those ribs. This is so good. Can we do the second last page, getting into the last page there? Here is so right there.
Came up?
Yeah. Go through the bar or
Check. That's right.
sorry, Kyudo, your Kyudo.
Okay.
So. Oh my god, what I'm saying, I can't connect. Can I? Okay, okay.
Yeah, release the neck. That was it.
Better, but I cannot still.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We're not worrying about that. We're worrying about the air. That will come when the air is free, flowing freely.
Yeah.
I think so.
Kind
I
of
think
like
so.
when I'm here, like I can feel like, I cannot take the beat. I cannot like that. I'm looking something here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that your whole body's locking.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's see what we can free it up. Let's try one more time.
Okay.
Over, breathe into your back.
Still the beat. It's
Pretty good though.
I need something. I cannot do like I can do that like
Okay.
that.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay, when you get to the high note, so this time you're just gonna sing it. You get to the high, is it a B or B flat? It's a B flat.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the B flat, you're gonna sing it, then you're gonna go over and up really fast. Can you give me a B flat? Okay, so it'll go like this. Watch, watch, watch.
Mm-hmm.
As fast as you can. Okay?
Okay.
It releases it. It releases
Yes.
it. Okay? Just try the B flat.
Right away.
Right away. No, you don't need to look at it. Just sing the B flat. Don't think of anything. It's a B flat. That's it. Okay, that was a great sound.
No, it wasn't. It was
Yes,
too
it was.
much. I need a little bit.
Okay, that doesn't matter. This is the end of the aria.
Yeah.
She's
I know
gonna
that.
freaking die. Oh my gosh, the chorus
Let
is
her
like,
die.
Okay. There's like that. Okay. Okay.
humongous chorus of people, and there's like boom, boom, boom,
Yes.
Tiffany and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not
Okay.
Vivaldi.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Okay.
You'll feel it release.
Yeah.
Feel it release. Go. Okay, just do it once. Just do one bow and just feel it like that. Okay, here we go. That's interesting. It releases. It doesn't go.
The sound is really horrible.
Well, what have I been saying? It sounds in your head like a tiny little.
Yes, like.
I mean, it's probably going to
sharping
sound
sound.
totally crappy on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's very high. And
It
very,
actually sounds great.
does it sound great?
Yeah.
Leave the microphone where it
It's a big bright ah.
Okay, say that again, Sri.
It's a big bright ah.
Huge. Okay, try again. And then it just goes.
Yes. I know. I'm trying. It's really
So good.
Shoot.
Here's what
Maybe
happens.
better.
Here's what okay.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It can always be better, and then we die. I mean, it's just the way it is. Like, wasn't that Horowitz that was like, I wish I had another 80 years so that I could be a better musician?
Yeah.
I mean, the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like, nobody he can play like him. Oh, and he still wished he could have another life to be a better musician.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're looking for is just allowing the sound to be free. It doesn't have to be better. It just has to be, oh, that was more. That was better than it was before. Not the greatest sound that ever happened in the history of human beings. Okay? Here we go. One more time.
One more time.
That's a pretty good sound. Okay, you want to try getting into it?
Yeah.
Okay, so wherever you want to do this, you're allowed to do it. And see if you can let the sound just go on.
I'm gonna go from
Io chiudo. Sorry. Yeah. Am I right now? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Less press. Little bit less press.
Okay,
Little
good.
bit less pressure.
Allow yourself to
Yes,
do this
yes.
at least one time.
Yeah,
Do
at
it
least
again.
one time.
At least one time.
Io chiudo.
Okay, so question: do you want a breath before? Is that what you want? Artistically?
For me, it's so much more dramatic, but I don't have to. Like, yeah,
I think
know what
you
it's
should.
about,
But right
actually.
now it sounds like, oh, I've run out of breath, so I'm just gonna try to take a
Oh,
breath.
okay.
Oh my gosh, Leo needs to take a breath, not Pavlina.
Okay.
So take a Leo breath,
Libre.
not a singer breath.
Okay.
Leo's not a singer. She's
Yeah.
a human being.
Mhm.
Okay, let's do it one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, so then.
Yes.
Then you tell him what you want. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's not in tempo, right? Yeah, it has to be like in the moment.
Yeah.
You have it in you to do it one more time, and then I think we should probably call it a day. We've been singing for a long time.
Yeah. Whoa. You mean or this section?
Just this last little bit.
Thank you. Like,
The
I cannot do that.
Okay. Okay, so here's what's happening a little bit. You don't want to go down to the last note. Take your breath. There's no portamento. You're doing a portamento down before you take the breath. Otherwise, it's like, oh shoot, we're there. Oh, why are we singing pew now?
Okay, I see. Can you try just the...
Yes, I thought you were gonna be done, but yes. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, but then there's no pressure. It still has this blossoming, not a.
Yeah.
Think about the space opening rather than
I'm too, yeah.
too muscle.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
it sounds
takes
really great.
a lot of months. Gonna take.
Yeah, it's a lot
A lot
to
of work.
get all this stuff sorted out, right? Okay, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you
My
for
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
thank you to Aslan, that guy, pretty great. It's nice to see you all here. Thank you, Pavlina.
Can I see?
Oh, you want to see?